This is Dr. Peter Valenzuela, the Chief Medical Officer for Mercy Medical Group. I'm here with Dr. Deanne Nyland, our Chief Wellness Officer, just to give you an update of what's going on in the world of wellness. So Deanne, great to have you here again.
Thank you.
It's always good to have videos on Friday because people get to start planning their weekend and trying to decide what they want to do. So Deanne, it's been a couple of weeks since our last video. So can you give us maybe a couple of updates on what's going on with the group?
Sure. So we've been starting to roll out a couple of programs, getting approval through the board for them. And so one of them is our life coach program. So we have selected 2 physicians from the group that are going to go through a life coach training program at UC Davis, and then will be available to the providers in the group to provide life coaching services. And those 2 physicians are Jennifer Osborne, who's one of our palliative care docs, as well as Alan Bowers, who's one of our dermatologists.
Yeah, that's great to hear, and congratulations to those doctors. I know we had an interview process, and those are the ones that were selected, so that's good to know. So what other programs do we have kicking off?
Sure. So I want to thank everybody for sending in their peer support nominations. We've gotten a lot of good nominations. I will be going through that list and contacting all of the nominees and making sure that they are okay with participating and being peer supporters. And once we identify those providers, they will be going through some training to provide peer support services.
Sure. So how many peer support people are we talking about?
We will be having 5.
Okay.
The AMA recommends that there is 1 peer supporter per about 100 providers within a group. And so we have about 500 physicians and advanced practice providers. And so we will be training 5 peer supporters to provide that peer support. The goal of the peer supporters are to not function as therapy or as a life coach, but as I said in my email last week, they're really just peers and friends to be available as just a listening ear when you're going through an adverse event, such as an unexpected patient outcome, a patient death, being sued, any of those not fun work-life experiences that we all have to endure. And we're trying to move away from that culture of physicians sort of suffering in silence and doctor heal thyself, into knowing that you are not alone and that there are people here to support you through those adverse, terrible events.
Sure. Yeah, and the AMA's got a lot of research that shows that the peer support program is actually really great for the overall wellness of the medical group.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about the life coach program too. I think that's going to be really good. So what other programs are you guys talking about? I understand there's been a little bit of chat around mentoring and what that is.
Yes. So one of the things that has come up and become sort of painfully obvious is that our mentoring program has been more of an onboarding program, where the new physicians that come in are shown Cerner and shown where the bathrooms are and shown kind of who to talk to in sort of a clinic setting to get their work done, but they don't really form meaningful relationship with somebody that actually integrates them into Mercy Medical Group and with the community, and so and in the Sacramento area. And so that's really what we want to build, is a true mentoring program where the new physicians that are coming in have somebody to meet with and to really help assimilate them to the culture and to the area. And in the past, we have, since it's been more of an onboarding program, it's always been specialty specific or kind of area specific. And what we're really going to try to do is match people based on some other demographic to make that relationship a little bit more meaningful. For example, someone that I may mentor may be coming in and have 2 small children. So.
Gotcha. So more likes, and it's really more of a getting them acclimated to the region and the area, not necessarily their own specialty department.
Correct.
Good.
Because I think a lot of people that come in while we do hire a lot of folks that are straight out of training, there are a lot of people that come in that are already established physicians and have already been working in practice for a while. And yes, they need to be shown the bathroom and the Cerner and all of that, but they don't. But they don't need to be onboarded in the same way.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's a great point. So I'm looking forward to learning more about that. So I'm hearing more to come on mentoring.
More to come.
Now I know that the SSVMS just recently released their findings or their survey results on the joy of medicine.
Yes.
I'm kind of curious, how did we do, or how did our medical group do, or do you have any updates on that?
Yes, and I will send a copy of the data that was sent to us out probably in the weekly email next week, so you can look for that. So SSVMS sends out a survey every 2 years to the area to assess burnout and physician engagement. We did 50% better this year in participation, but it was still very, very sad. About 50 people participating in the survey, but 50 is better than 25.
So we had about 10%.
So yes,
okay,
yeah, so about 10%. We are going to be releasing another survey, and I know that you all are surveyed out, but they do this every year and release it every 2 years so the data will be published in 2022. So the next survey should be coming out in the next couple of months. I don't have the exact date. The good news is from the survey is we have improved significantly from 2018 to 2020. Again, I'm not sure if that just has to do with the numbers, but overall, as you can see in this graph, burnout rate in 2018 was 41%, and in 2020 it was 17%, and then all physicians in the Sacramento area was 27%. So overall, as a group, while we still have room to improve, it is significantly improved from 2 years ago. One of the things that they also look at on a Likert scale is drivers of physician engagement and to prevent burnout. And MMG is doing very well in a couple of areas. Big ones are compensation, as well as the demands of the job and workload comparison. They've also the study also showed that we have a good belief in our organizational culture and values. And that was actually true in 2018 as well. And so that's been something that has been consistent. They did show some areas for improvement, which are control and flexibility of schedule, and then efficiency as well as resources. And those are the operational issues that are always a thorn in everyone's side. And while we have gotten better from 2018, we certainly have a long way to go.
Sure.
And actually overall, in terms of control and flexibility of the schedule, MMG does rank much higher than in the greater Sacramento service area. Probably has to do with Kaiser.
So even in our problem areas, we're still doing a little bit better than the other medical groups in our region.
Yes.
Now the good news is we have a new VP, Vice President of Operations, and Rob Marchuk, who started recently. So we're hoping that operational partnership will help us get through some of these challenges. So thanks for sharing that information.
No problem.
Now, Deanne, I know that one of the things that's been coming up is there's been people wanting to know who our wellness committee is and how we can better connect with each other. So is there any activities or any plans around getting to know the group at all?
Yes, so we are planning on doing an open house where the members of the wellness committee and myself and Dr. Valenzuela will be available for a few hours in the afternoon at a local venue, restaurant. We're still nailing down the place, but it'll be somewhere probably in Midtown, East Sac area, so it's sort of central for everyone to get to. And we'll be there for a couple hours just hanging out with drinks and appetizers available, so you guys can come and see us in person and just get to know everybody on the wellness committee so that you have face to bring issues to.
Yes, and I think being able to communicate with the Wellness Committee, who knows, maybe you guys have some ideas, some activities or some services or some programs that we don't have on our menu right now, so maybe that's something that we can offer up. So please, once this date is set, we'd welcome you guys to come out and get to know the Wellness Committee.
Yep. And Dr. Sharma, I'm still working on the Peloton.
So, Deanne, thanks so much for spending time with us again. Thank you all for watching. If you have any suggestions or recommendations on other things you'd like to learn more about, please reach out to me and let me know. Until then, hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.